Well, hey neighbors, welcome to the Shed Shop Toy Edition. Nah, I'm just kidding. This is actually to a John Deere chainsaw. And this is a chainsaw that I punctured the man's gas tank on. Because his recoil came off. And his bolts were missing. And I put the wrong bolt back in. I bought two different lengths because there were two different lengths that I thought it said it called for. It's very hard to find info on the John Deere CS62. I cannot find this tank. And neighbor Cody, this video might end up just being sent to you because I'm cleared off my whole bench and I'm looking at this thing and it just goes just barely deep enough. And I'm thinking I could drill that out and I could plastic weld it from both sides, but then I'm scared the plastic weld might let loose in the tank that's on that side, or if I just do this side, it'll let loose on this side. And I'm also thinking about maybe plugging it, but it's just barely through the plastic. That's the amazing thing. And so right now I know I've got good abrasive stuff to grab here for the JB weld. You're not necessarily supposed to have the surface loose, but I would want to sand this down just a little bit. And so while I'm thinking, I'm terrified to touch this man's saw. I have saws not oiling, and a couple people tell me they're fine, but I know better. I know when you can't touch a damn chainsaw bar, it's too damn hot. And so I have other people telling me, yeah, that's too hot. And I cannot figure out why they're not properly passing the oil from the bars or from the chassis to the bars. And also, I discovered my pinhole air leak in my 441, and I cannot find the right crankcase half. And even if I can, it's probably going to be too much to where I've already got so many hours in that saw, it's ridiculous. And I'm probably going to lose money. And I'm just thinking, this saw's been staring at me for a long time, and I'm so discouraged. And I feel like if I fail on neighbor Cody's gas tank, the chainsaw redeemer will quit. That's just where I'm at, neighbors. I'm very discouraged today, and I don't know what to do. I can't even find his AV mounts. It's crazy. I looked for over an hour tonight. I could not find them online. I don't have an IPO for this thing. I don't have part numbers for anything. There's no part numbers imprinted on the parts. At least not the gas tank. I've looked and looked and looked. I don't see one. And so, that's it, neighbors. I don't know what to do. I don't know. I've thought about it, and I've thought about it, and I've thought about it, and I've thought about it. What's the best way to try and seal this? And I think I might, just for now, because it's easy to take it back off if it doesn't stick, I think I might just plastic weld the outside and then let it set for like 2 or 3 days. I'll put the cap on. I'll plug one of these holes up, and I will just pressurize the hell out of this tank. I don't know how much pressure it can handle. And I'll see if that plastic blows off. And I'll do it while I've got pressure to it. I'll sit here and smack it and tap it with a rubber mallet and everything I can to see if it stays on. And then if it blows off, neighbor Cody knows all he's got to do is bring it back. I just feel bad because I would very much enjoy, if I was a guy that did felling for a hobby, and on occasion, if I had this chainsaw in my arsenal, I would very much enjoy pulling it out. I mean, green is my favorite damn color, and this saw is not actually worth a lot of money on the market, but it's just, they're not around. It's hard to get a part for it. So that's it. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to, and I love when I never know that my camera has automatically zoomed in on its own. And so sorry about that, neighbors. I don't know what to do about that. I can't fix that feature. That's why you miss so much, because I look before I start filming and it's good, and then when I start filming it zooms in and I forget to look again. So, basically, I don't know. I'm terrified to touch this man's saw because I've had so many not successes lately. I don't know what to do. This is what I plan on using. They have a plastic bonder also. I have that I got for a tank I have. 171 tank I have. That's my saw. This is just a bonding though. And I do believe this is supposed to be, this says translucent yellow. It's supposed to be clear. I thought they said it was, gas resistant, but it doesn't say on the tube. I don't know. Structural plastic adhesive. Strength 3,770 psi. Set time 15 minutes. Sand in 30 minutes. I do think, Cody, I've never tried this before. Neighbor, I want to try this. This stuff works great, but unfortunately, a lot of times when you use it in just a small amount, it can peel off very easy, like super glue on your finger. If you let it dry, it just peels right off. And so I'm concerned about that. This is a bonder. I think I'm going to try the bonder. And then it's up to 3,770 psi. So I'll put like 20 pounds of pressure to this tank. That's way more than it's expected to be able to, or required to handle. Because I'm looking at the way they've got this. It is plastic welded together. I'm nervous about it splitting. But neighbor, we'll just give it a shot. That's all we can do. So I'm going to go ahead and mix some of this. That's what we're going to do, neighbors. That's what we're going to do. This video is more than 3 minutes long, so nobody's here anyways. It's okay. I'm gonna keep shooting the videos. I don't know why. I feel like I'm supposed to. Even though my life is shit and it's falling apart. And I'm struggling to believe in the King right now. That's okay, neighbors. We will persevere. Okay, obviously this is self-mixing. And I like their little tray. Gives you a little mixing tray here. You can mix this on cardboard and stuff. The problem is the cardboard starts to absorb right away some of the chemical that's in the product. And therefore my theory is maybe sometimes it doesn't quite work right for me because I mixed it on cardboard. I'm going to mix way more than what I need because I want a good even ratio of mixture here. I'm not worried about wasting this little $10 tube of stuff. I'm worried about it working right. As soon as I paused, you guys, the dog decided she wanted to come in the shop. So I got Bunting's dog right at my feet. We got no room in here. Can barely turn in a circle anymore. And why I took in 2 more saws today, I'll never know. I should have told the guy, you can drop off the one that we're hoping only needs serviced, and the one I'm going to build for your grandfather, since I can't get to it for at least a month. Damn it, you need to keep that bucket of parts right now. But I didn't. Why? I don't know. Maybe I'm afraid that he won't bring it back. And I'm desperate for making my little shed shop succeed here. Otherwise, I can't eat. Because the government expects me to live off of $1,300 a month being disabled. And maybe that's the problem. Maybe I keep failing because I'm just supposed to stay disabled. I don't know, neighbors. I don't know. Sometimes it's hard. I've got hundreds of chainsaws and don't have time to fix them. And the ones I do fix aren't working right lately. I've had 1 success out of like the last 10 saws I've built. That was the Timber Bros MS310. All my other ones are running fantastic. I'm having major oiling issues for all of them, even though I've gone through the systems and rebuilt a lot of it twice. One of them 3 times. Even put a brand new OEM oil pump on it. See, my thought is, if this doesn't work, I got a camera and endoscope I want to put down inside the tank. I'll drill a hole, and I'll use my endoscope, and I'll try and weld it from both sides, but I'll have to make a shimmy to be able to get down in there, because I can essentially fill this whole corner, and then if I drill the hole, this corner will weld out to this outside, but I don't have a lot of space because this AV mount is worn out, and I can't find a new one. You know, this little damn rubber piece, neighbors. I cannot find me one of those, you know. And this is the one from his gas tank. I'll have to switch it to the other side so I get more room on one side, but it's half gone on the top here. So it sits right down in there. But the problem is, it's just got those two parts so close together, it makes me nervous. They're probably slapping each other. So I don't think this tank, I know this tank, no, it drains quickly. I mean, it's a slow leak, but it drains fast enough that it would have drained in my shop. I think it punctured. Now, the screw definitely caused the puncture. Okay, 1. 2, the screw was too long. 2. 3, let's make it very clear that it's 100% my fault. 4, I think what happened is when Cody was cutting with it, and I'm almost glad it happened in his hands and not mine, because I don't know how I would have been able to handle telling this man, I punctured his gas tank, we can't replace. I was able to see that he gave me lots of grace, was very kind about it, just sent me a picture, and I called him right away. I said, Cody, I'm so sorry. I cannot believe that happened. And Cody's been very gracious. His saw's been here for like, I don't even freaking know how long now. And I texted him maybe a week ago. I'm losing track of time, honestly. I texted him, and I said, neighbor, I can't touch your saw yet. And then I washed his saw. I don't even think I've uploaded the confession video, or I've uploaded it. I don't think I've posted the confession video yet. And, sorry, my arm's shaking. I'm trying to prop it and hold it right, but my nerve damage makes it difficult. And this stuff does run, unfortunately. So you have to keep working it until it starts to set up enough to stay where you want it. I washed his saw. I've uploaded the video of that session of confessions at the parts washer, but I just haven't had time to vet it and look at it. Okay, I do believe it's actually starting to seep a little bit into the tank, which I kind of would like, because if a little bit seeps in, then I can take my camera and look, and I can seal it back against itself. I mean, it says it has a 5-minute set, but I don't know. A lot of times they say that and it's not true. Plus the weather, the temperature, the humidity all impacts that. I should have scuffed up around it a little more. Give it a better chance to bond. I'm wrapping it around like that because it is supposed to be a bonding agent, but I definitely should have scuffed it better. That's why I didn't want to touch a saw. Actually, I'm going to be sanding it, so if it's going to bond, I want to go way higher and sand it down and form it. I think that'll be smarter. So I'm just going to goop a crap ton on there. Let it set. I'll have to sit here and get it from not running, but we'll get it. Okay, so it's nice and messy, neighbors, which I'm fine with. Actually, I should have thought of that right away. The last thing I was plastic welding, I had to have it very uniform because I couldn't do too much sanding to it because it was thin, and it was just a curiosity of a redneck fix on a plastic chassis with the bar oil passing between the bar and chassis. See, this is not running in a way that's beneficial to me right now. The place I need it thickest, it doesn't want to stay. Huh. What a shocker. I need it to thicken up enough so I can get my camera down on the tank and make sure it's not running in a weird way in there. I don't think it even passed through enough to be able to do that. I mean, it is a very, very, very small hole the gas is actually going through. Yeah, this stuff does run like water almost. It's like syrup. It's almost like it could drip if you let it sit here long enough. I don't know if y'all can see what I can see. It's starting to pool up. And that gob moves very easy. Go get it. Okay, I'm going to put this in front of the space heater and we're going to let it go. That's going to be it, neighbors. Okay, I'm just going to try that first. I don't know how well it'll work, but we'll see.